In order to fulfill the aspirations of masses, we have to sharpen the tool called the government machinery. We have to make it keen, more dynamic, and it is in this direction that we are working. In every walk of life, you must have leaders. An education in the spiritual world, in the labor field, in the agricultural field, we must have leaders. When the party gives me a responsibility, I must do it with complete dedication. God has given me the ability, which I utilize to its optimum. If I am judged for my work, many myths about me as an autocrat or otherwise would become clearer. I feel false propaganda will not last, and truth will ultimately prevail. We have to build the capacity of our institutions, employees, and workers. Our regulatory environment has not been encouraging to research, innovation, and enterprise. I like to combine visits to more than one place when I go on my international tours in order to get more done. I am from Ahmedabad, where we have a saying, single fare, double journey. I fully understand the expectations of the state governments. Thus, I am better placed to work closely with the chief ministers. Even after independence, we have had to face the poison of casteism and communalism. How long these evils will continue? Whom does it benefit? India does not need to become anything else. India must become only India. This is a country that once upon a time was called the Golden Bird. The government has completed the entire process to do away with interviews for lower ranked jobs. There will be no requirement of interview for Group D, C and B non-gazetted posts in central government. I have spoken about inflation, unemployment, farmers' problems, security, etc. I keep talking about these issues. I seek answers from the Indian government. America has absorbed people from around the world, and there is an Indian in every part of the world. This characterizes both the societies. Indians and Americans have coexisted in their natural temperament. I have been a firm believer in the federal structure of our country as enshrined in the Constitution. I believe growth should be constant, sustained, and inclusive. It's only meaningful if these three things are there. Otherwise, they're just economic figures. Peace can only thrive when the climate is right. We remain open to bilateral dialogue with Pakistan on all outstanding issues in an environment free from terrorism and violence. From my intimate discussions with President Obama, it is evident that India figures significantly in American geopolitical, economic, and strategic thinking. India is the largest democracy in the world. Even in this globalized world, London is still the standard for our times. The city has embraced the world's diversity and represents the finest in human achievements. If you were to ask me to choose between democratic values and wealth, power, prosperity and fame, I will very easily and without any doubt choose democratic values. My mother is not educated but keeps in touch with world events through news on TV. I am confident my Hindutva face will be an asset when dealing with foreign affairs with other nations. Our country does not believe in the concept of your God and my God. We believe that all gods are one. We have different ways of accepting Him. All ways lead to Him. I have been into social work since 45 years, and at an average, every day for 1 or 2 hours, I have been engaging in social discourses. It is not a small thing. I have always believed in evolving a consensus before taking any major decision. I am not in favor of dividing Hindus and Sikhs. I am not in favor of dividing Hindus and Christians. All the citizens, all the voters, are my countrymen. France and Germany have the manufacturing and skill base which is useful to us. France is our dependable strategic partner. My entire childhood was steeped in poverty. For me, poverty, in a way, was the first inspiration of my life, a commitment to do something for the poor. We should not look at terrorism from the nameplates, which group they belong to, what is their geographical location, who are the victims. These individual groups or names will keep changing. It is my absolute belief that Indians have unlimited talent. I have no doubt about our capabilities. Some people will have to be afraid. Those who plunder the nation, deliver injustice, will have to feel scared of me. And I am not afraid of admitting this. Government cannot be so lenient that it forgives them. The Make in India campaign has taken off and is backed with skill development. It is going to open new vistas for employment for the youth. I believe you never get tired by doing work. You get tired when you don't work. When you clean your house, you don't get tired. It gives you satisfaction. International summits and organizations like WTO take decisions, which will bind us, and if we are not present in such summits, we may be hurt by the decisions taken. So far as the government is concerned, there is only one holy book, which is the Constitution of India. My government will not tolerate or accept any discrimination based on caste, creed and religion. I doubt anyone else would have traveled as extensively as I have to meet the citizens of the country. We live in an interdependent world. An isolated India is not in our interest. I believe that a government has only one religion, India first. A government has only one holy book, our constitution. A government has only one kind of devotion towards nation. The progress of India is the destiny of 1/6 of humanity. And it will also mean a world more confident of its prosperity and more secure about its future. I will meet my countrymen. I understand only one language, that they are my countrymen, they are my brothers. You may see with whatever color you want, Modi will not go into that color. I am not an ambitious person, there is no ambition in my life. I have a mission in my life. And my mission is to serve my country. And when I am working for my state, it means I am working for my country or my nation. I do take pride in saying that in spite of being in public life for so long, there is not a single case against me, not even for wrongly parking a scooter or driving on the wrong side. Democracy is our commitment. It is our great legacy, a legacy we simply cannot compromise. Democracy is in our DNA. I am the son of a freedom fighter, and a son of a freedom fighter automatically imbibes the value of democracy. I have worked hard since my childhood and worked as a laborer. I put my mind and heart into it. The world may be driven by the same ancient impulses. We will continue to see human struggles and successes. We will witness human glory and tragedies. If I had chosen the populist course, it would have been a breach of the trust placed in me by the people. I draw pleasure in governance, in doing new things and bringing people together. That pleasure is all I need from life. Governance is easy governance, effective governance, and also economic governance. Governance paves the way for good governance. Governance is easy governance, effective governance, and also economic governance. Governance paves the way for good governance. I always say the strength of democracy lies in criticism. If there is no criticism, that means there is no democracy. And if you want to grow, you must invite criticism. And I want to grow, I want to invite criticism. People's blessings give you the power to work tirelessly. The only thing required is commitment. Unless and until you inspire the people, you will not get results. Imposition will never give you the results. Inspiration will always give you the results. I believe mutual respect for one another and cooperation should be the basis for relationships with foreign nations. We walk together, we move together, we think together, we resolve together, and together we take this country forward. The diversity of India, of our civilization, is actually a thing of beauty, which is something we are extremely proud of. A national festival is an occasion to refine and rebuild the national character. The world has crafted a beautiful balance of collective action, common but differentiated responsibility and respective capabilities. We should work with the principle that a work that can be done at a lower level should never be escalated to a higher level. Our vision and commitment is towards the country's progress, its place in the world and the happiness of its people. The pace at which people are taking to digital technology defies our stereotypes of age, education, language and income. The government's job is good governance for everybody. My government will make policies, if you fit into it, come on board, or stay where you are. My job is not to spoon feed anyone. We will explore the mysteries of science and harness the power of technology and innovation. We will realize the opportunities of the digital world. Our youth will learn more from and with each other. The power and energy sectors are the biggest constituents of the infrastructure sector. If you ignore them, no development will happen. We will naturally pursue our goals on the strength of our own resources, skills and enterprise. But we know that we will be more successful when we do this in partnership with the world. Tourism provides employment to the poorest of the poor. Gram seller earns something, auto rickshaw driver earns something, pakoda seller earns something, and tea seller also earns something. We must ensure that technology is accessible, affordable, and adds value. For me, my secularism is India first. I say, the philosophy of my party is justice to all. Appeasement to none. This is our secularism. If you call yourself a leader, then you have to be decisive. If you're decisive, then you have the chance to be a leader. These are two sides to the same coin. I come from a poor family, I have seen poverty. The poor need respect, and it begins with cleanliness. Our constitution is a ray of hope, H for harmony, O for opportunity, P for people's participation and A for equality. Social media is reducing social barriers. It connects people on the strength of human values, not identities. The fault lines are shifting from the boundaries of nations into the web of our societies and the streets of our cities. And terrorism and extremism are a global force that are larger than their changing names, groups, territories, and targets. We would like a stable policy framework, and whatever incentives and tax structures are there should be made known to investors upfront. There should be credibility, clarity, and continuity in both policy formulation and its implementation. I was born in a very poor family. I used to sell tea in a railway coach as a child. My mother used to wash utensils and do lowly household work in the houses of others to earn a livelihood. I have seen poverty very closely. I have lived in poverty. A.